I'm going to be brutally honest into saying that, the people that were talking about this movie were brutally honest. So yeah, hello, welcome back to the James Ramon Reviews for yet another episode. In today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing for you a movie called The Brutalist. And before I get into a feel about the movie, what I would give it out of 10 and stuff like that, and it's obviously going to be a spoiler-free review, I will give you a bit of context so you understand where I'm coming from when it comes to this film, and then I'll do all that stuff, So yeah, let's get into this. So pretty much the reason why I decided to watch The Brutalist was because I heard there was absolute buzz, absolute appraisal for the film, and how Adrian Brody is super duper amazing, and recently he won a BAFTA for Best Actor for The Brutalist, right? And so there was definitely that. But another reason why I only got around to watching this movie recently was because of the sheer length of the film, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to like this, I'm not really going to be interested in watching a 3.5 hour movie where you've got 20 minutes of ads and then a potential intermission in there somewhere because of the length. And it's like, oh, do I really want to go out there and do that? Why the hell would I do that? So there's all these things all combined into one. So let me just give you a mini rundown of the movie without giving away tons and tons of details about it. So what you have here is this big, massive, ambitious, historical kind of epic movie where you've got Adrian Brody playing this character, and then he's trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life and how his life is brutally impacted by his decisions. That's kind of what it feels like. And so there's definitely all of that. I could go on and on and on about how he's an architect and this and that and the next thing, but I would just be spoiling the entire film. So there's all of that. So how did I feel about The Brutalist? So like I said very early into this video, right, like back there in the video, right, that, people were very brutally honest about the film, because this movie is absolutely amazing. It's an amazing film, and nobody was joking about this movie. I would be honest into saying that if it was overrated, it was overrated, but I'm not going to say that. Because the first reason why is because, yes, Adrian Brody is amazing in this movie. He manages to pull a performance out of himself and be like, yeah, I can act, I can really put on a show and really show to the world I'm an amazing actor. So there's definitely that. But also, I just feel like the utter screenplay, the utter music, everything was just amazing. Because you could feel, I had actual shivers down my spine when some of this music was on. It was like, I was like, oh. And I was actually jumping with excitement during this film, right? So I had a Pepsi, right? And I believe I snuck in a meal deal from Sainsbury's. Do not tell anybody I did that, by the way, but yeah. So I snuck in all of that, and I got the Pepsi and all that, and I think it's because I got that, that hyper notion off of the Pepsi. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm really enjoying this movie, and I thought I walked into a 4DX theatre where it was the seat was shaking and all of that, but it was nothing like that. It was just me shaking about like, oh yeah, I'm getting absolutely invested in this movie right now. And so there was definitely that, and I was fidgeting in my seat, and it was an absolute blast for me, even though it's such a tragic story that was happening. So I was able to get some excitement out of myself in this film. And so there's all of that, and I would also go on to say that this movie does not feel like 3.5 hours. Like, I would say it's a 3.5 hour movie, but is it really a 3.5 hour movie, you know what I mean? Because I feel like Adrian Brody's performance is amazing, the soundtrack, just everything was absolutely amazing. However, there's one scene in particular in this movie that I don't think everybody's going to enjoy, so I will be honest into saying that was not really perfect. But if you're comparing a scene or a little moment, to an entire 3.5 hour epic film like this, is it really a bad movie? It's really not, in my opinion. So there's definitely all of that, and so definitely I would give The Brutalist, I'm going to be brutally honest into saying that, this might be my first 10 out of 10 rating of 2025 so far. Can't really remember actually giving any other piece of media, piece of film, whatever, a 10 out of 10 yet, so there's definitely that. So hope you enjoyed this review. Stay tuned for more like this, and stay tuned for more brutally honest reviews like this. So yeah, bye. Please watch The Brutalist right now. It is worth your time, and I don't know why I didn't watch this movie sooner at the cinema. So yeah.